It's time to go to Disneyland Paris. If you don't know me, my name is Kristen. I'm a travel advisor and also a forever lover of Adam the Woo. I have created a series of videos on how you can travel like Adam. Adam always wants people to go out and do their own thing, and I want people to get out of their backyard and explore the world. So my thing I think I can contribute is to tell you how you can do these things yourself. So Adam left Geneva. He had a stop over there, and he did some Frankenstein things and then took a train over to the center of Paris, which you can then switch to another train that will take you directly to Disneyland. But he chose to take an Uber, and that's how he got out to Hotel Cheyenne, which is the hotel that he stayed at. This is just going to overall be a longer video because we're going to talk about Disney. I have a lot to say. I have a lot to talk about in that regard. So, Disneyland Paris is about 30 minutes east of the major airports. It is very easy to get to. They still run their Magical Express. If you so choose, you can take a shuttle. You can rent a car. But I wouldn't suggest it. And you can take the train. So it's like landing at MCO and going to Disney World. It is pretty much the same thing. So Adam took the Uber, like I said, out to Hotel Cheyenne, where he stayed. In the spring, he had stayed at Newport Bay. Disney Paris has, I think, like seven hotels. It's right. Which I would consider, if I had to equate it, Newport Bay is a lot like Yacht Club. And Hotel Cheyenne being more like Art of Animation or Pop Century. Hotel Cheyenne and Hotel Santa Fe, which I would say are your value resorts, range from in your $200 to $400 range per night. They also have Hotel New York, which is the Art of Marvel, and Newport Bay, and I would put those in the moderate category, which is more like $500 a night. Sequoia Lodge and the Disneyland Hotel, I think those are the ones where you're going to see it more over $1,000 per night. The Disneyland Hotel in Paris actually is the entrance to the park. So you could actually, at Disneyland Paris, get a park view, and you would actually be looking into the park. They also have Davy Crockett Ranch, and they have partner hotels. So there are hotels within the area, within like a train stop or so. Some have shuttles that take you to the park. Very similar to Walt Disney World. So is no lack of options for every budget to go to these parks. They also have their tickets, one-day tickets, just to give a frame of reference. They're run from about $90 upwards of $150 a day, where at Disney World it ranges from like $130 to about $200 a day. So it is cheaper, and then as you get more days. I just bought, because I'm going to go there in April, my 2-day park hopper was $250. So they also have meal plans, and you can choose. I don't think you can do this at Disney World. Plane noise. They have meal plans, and you can choose 1 to 3 meals per day. So that is, I like that, because some of us don't eat 3 meals a day. I think the Disney World meal plan is a little above and beyond what most of us eat. And so you do have that. And that all of this, hotel tickets, meal plan, can all be put together in a vacation package. This is one where I'm going to say to you, do not DIY this. Have a travel advisor do this booking for you, because we are trained specifically for this park, and it's just going to make it easier for you, that you're able to maneuver and get all the things that you need, reservations and all that. Anyway, again, I'm not talking about Adam's content. That's his content, and he does an excellent job of giving you what these parks have to offer. Last time we were there was in 2019, and I think in some other video at some other point in time, I do mention the worker strikes, and worker strikes are quite common in France. And so when Adam entered the Disneyland park, you saw a bunch of folks in safety vests banging on garbage cans, whatever. And that was actually a workers' strike. That's why they were maneuvering him. That's why they were maneuvering him around them. That was a third-party cleaning company that was on strike. And so they were exercising their rights, as they have. So that's what that was. That was not entertainment. Adam had a very different experience than we did, which is why I'm going back, because he loved it. When we went in March. It was still very cold, and most everything was closed. Big Thunder was down. Phantom Manor was down. A lot of the rest, like the food and beverage areas, were closed. The options for food was very limited. And this was pre-COVID. Like, this was before the pandemic. And so, like, water features were dry. It was really strange for us. The music that was playing was Disney-esque, not necessarily Disney. So we don't know if we were just in a different multiverse or what happened, but Disneyland did not have the effect on us that it did on Adam. Having said that, I would say that the Sleeping Beauty Castle at Disneyland Paris, you know, it blows the US parks away, hands down. Now, between that and Tokyo, I don't know. I'm going to have to get back to you. But this Sleeping Beauty Castle does have the dragon below it. And this is hands down amazing. We went through it multiple times, maybe not as many times as he did, but we went through it multiple times. We really enjoyed that. And this park, I'm going to say, has the best Pirates ride out of the 4 parks we've been to. We still have 2 more to go to, but that is hands down was my favorite Pirates ride. Hyperspace Mountain also, that was open. We did do that. That was great. I don't know that it's my favorite Space Mountain. They call it Hyperspace Mountain there, but a very steampunky, but very good ride. I know that on one of the days, Adam meets back up with Bricky, and I think this is it. I could be getting this wrong. It's been a minute, but I think it's when they are riding, one of the times they ride Big Thunder, and his laugh through that ride was just priceless. He, at some point, decides to go and ride the train there, and you can see that the train is more like, the seating is more like U-shaped. I don't know that that's the most effective, but I guess if you're putting strollers on, it would be. But he does question whether or not that Morse code is the opening day speech by Walt Disney, and it is. It is the same speech. The next park over there is Walt Disney Studios, and it is becoming Adventure World in March of this year, which is why I'm going in April. And Adventure World is going to have the new World of Frozen. So, super excited. And I'll definitely have all of that when I go out in April. We had a much better time at Walt Disney Studios. It's a much, 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 much smaller park. I would call it kind of a half-day park. But when we went, the Ratatouille ride was not in the United States and has an active single rider line, which nobody was in. So we just rode Ratatouille over and over and over again. It was insane to us. This trackless ride vehicle. And this was before we had gone to the Tokyo parks. Just an excellent, loud car, excellent ride. We also ate over there at Le Petit. I would say, notably, outside of the OG Ratatouille, they had Crush's Coaster. And think of it as maybe a more younger, friendly Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot. That didn't exist. So it was fun, a little nauseating, but it was a fun ride. So we had a much better time. There was really good food, we remember, from over at Walt Disney Studios. But because of Adam and his absolute love for these parks, I'm like, I'm going to go back. So I'm going to go back. And I'm going to go back in April sometime. There is a Disney Springs there. When we were there, a lot of things were empty. There wasn't a lot going on there. The restaurants there were Americanized restaurants that we really just didn't want to go to. And I don't think Adam really showed a whole lot from over there either. So I look forward to getting back there to see what they've got going on. And that's really it for Disneyland Paris. I knew this was going to be a much longer video than my previous ones because this is something I focus on Western Europe. Disneyland Paris is one of the things that I do book for clients, and I knew I was going to have a lot more to say about this. So that's it for this part of his trip. I know that this is the end of his trip, and I'll probably just do a different, shorter one about his flight home. I'm not ready to do that one yet, but I will. I'll leave some links below to some Disneyland Paris resources that you could take a look at. And I truly think that a family of 4 could go to Disneyland Paris with flights for cheaper than it would be to go to Walt Disney World in Florida. Take me to task on that. I really do think we could do it cheaper than a Disney World. So if you've been to Disney World and you've done those parks, I would highly consider Disneyland Paris as your next park, honestly. Very easy to get to. It is owned by Disney, Walt Disney Company again. It used to be Euro Disney, it used to be third party. So consider it. I think it's well worth it now because I believe pretty much everything Adam tells us. Someone asked, why do you say love your journey? It's kind of a tagline of our travel agency, and it's also, you have this one precious life. You have this journey that you're on. And we don't know where that journey's taking you. Adam didn't know where his journey was taking him. So love it. Love your journey because it is the only one you've got. Have a good day.